Hi guys, in this video we are going to build a sentiment comparison engine using TweetPy library that will allow us to download a sample of real-time tweets mentioning our chosen keywords, and TextBlob library, which uses natural language processing to calculate the sentiment for our tweets. How is the program going to work? So we'll be able to enter two keywords, for example, Nikon and Canon, and the program will instantly tell us which thing people love more. Some outcomes will be difficult to accept, but please, no hard feelings. Okay, before we dive right into it, there are two prerequisites. One, you need basic to intermediate Python, and two, you'll have to create a Twitter developer account which will allow you to access those real-time tweets and have the access to the API key. I have a separate video showing you how you can create that developer account. It's free. For now, let's just focus on the code and we'll get to that API key later. Okay, ready to start? Let's do it. Okay, first we are opening a new terminal and we need to create a new virtual environment. That's how we do it, -m venv. The last venv is the name that we are giving it. Okay, and we've created a new venv, as you can see on the left. Now we need to activate it with a source venv /bin/activate command, and we're in. It's activated. Great. Now we're installing the TweetPy library and the TextBlob library and the preprocessor for cleaning up our tweets. Okay, and pipfreeze allows us to see what modules we've installed and inspect whether we've got what we needed. Great. So let's create a new file and call it world sentiment.py, and let's on the top put the imports that we've just downloaded. So TweetPy, TextBlob, the preprocessor, statistics, which we're gonna use later, and from typing import list. Okay, we've got everything installed. Now let's take a step back and think about how we can break this problem down into functions. So really, first we need to get those tweets, right? So let's write a function skeleton for that. We're getting the tweets. Then when we got them, we need to clean them. So function skeleton for that. Then we are passing those clean tweets into the sentiment function, which will return us a sentiment per tweet. And then lastly, we are generating the average sentiment score for all the tweets that we've downloaded. Okay, so that's how we are going to tackle this problem. Now, let's have a look at how we are going to download that real-time tweets. Right, as you can notice, I have sneakily created a secrets file in which I put my consumer key and consumer secrets. I can't show you them, and I know you don't have them. So for now, can you just create empty variables, consumer key empty string and consumer secret empty string, and let's pretend you have the keys and we'll get you those keys at the end of this video. Okay, so what is this function gonna take? We're going to need a keyword for which we're getting the tweets, and it's gonna be a string, and then return type is a list of strings. That's a very cool Python syntax, by the way. Now we are using a built-in functionality of the TweetPy library. It's got this cursor function in which we are specifying what we want. We want our keyword, and we want to return tweets in extended mode, only English tweets, and we want 10 of them for that keyword. And then let's append that tweet to our all tweets array and return it from our function. Right, now that we have our tweets, let's clean them up. See, tweets are usually quite messy. They contain mentions, URLs, tags, and so on and so on. And our algorithm doesn't like that. Our algorithm likes pure text, and that's how our tweets need to look like before we pass them to the natural language processing algorithm. So let's see how we can clean our tweets with the preprocessor library. Okay, so this function is going to take our old tweets that we've just returned from getTweets, and again specifying the return type, and we are creating an empty array tweets clean. And now we're looping through all the tweets that we've downloaded, and we are cleaning them one by one and returning cleaned tweets. Okay, I'm a little blind. We've already got this import at the top, so don't import it twice. I'm being blind. Great! Our tweets are cleaned and ready to be passed into the getSentiment function. So we're finally getting into that natural language processing bit, huh? So this function is gonna take our cleaned tweets array. And let's create an empty array sentiment scores, which is gonna hold our scores for each tweet. And let's loop through the cleaned tweets array. We just call it old tweets, it doesn't matter. And let's use the TextBlob library to generate the polarity sentiment scores. That's how we do it. And typo there. Right, so now we've got sentiment scores for each of our 10 tweets. However, we want to have an average score for all of the 10 tweets so that we can have like a view, a picture of what is the sentiment for this keyword at this very moment in time. Let's generate that average score. Okay, just to be consistent, let's add the return type to the previous function. It would work without it, but it's good practice to specify the return types. It makes the code so much more readable. Okay, this function is going to take a keyword, which is a string, and then return an int, one score for all the tweets that relate to our keyword. Okay, so now we're going to use our function getTweets, right, to get the tweets. Then we are going to clean our tweets again using our own function. And let's pass those tweets from the previous function. And then we're going to calculate the sentiment scores again using our own function and passing that cleaned tweets. And lastly, we calculate the average score using the statistics. Great, and let's return that average score. Perfect! We've got our functions ready. Now let's invoke them in main. Main specifies the order of execution of our program and what functions are going to get invoked. Well, first we want to print what does the world prefer, and then we're getting the first input from our user. Then we're saying or, and we're getting the second input from our user, and just printing a blank space. Cool, and because we made it so simple, all we have to do now is use our last function, generate average sentiment score, and pass that first keyword from the user. And the same with the second keyword. And now, if the first score is higher than the second score, clearly the world, the humanity prefers the first thing over the second one. And conversely, if the second score was higher, then the humanity prefers the second thing. Cool. That's it, we've made it! Now our program is ready to be run. However, I'm aware that it is not going to work on your end yet because you don't have that API key. However, let's just see how it looks like with the key, how it works like with the key. It's contest time! Cool, so to run our program, we need to say Python 3 and then specify the name of the file and hit enter. So, Superman or Batman? We've got the winner! I love this little program, and you can tweak it in so many different ways. World is your oyster. If you still don't have that API key, please watch the separate video in which I show exactly how you can do that for free. And once you have the key, you'll be able to authenticate TweePy to get to Twitter like so. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button because I have more videos coming up for you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.